Hey y'all, I'm James Wright and welcome to the shop. Today we basically have the base done and we're going to be going into doing the joinery on this back arch and putting the pins in and having a good bit of fun with the desk build. So let's dive in and enjoy our process. The next step in the process is to work on the back structure of the base underneath the desk. And so we had one big arch to make. Now, if you want to see this actually being made, I did a live video not too long ago where we bent this in place. But it's basically like the other one, just longer. And then planing this is more difficult. I had to pinch it between a dog on one end and the wall on the other because it was longer than my bench was. But this allowed me to plane one side and then flip it around, and then I could plane the other side. I want to make sure I have one clean, true side that's square, and then I can flip it over and do the other side and bring it down to its thickness, and then make sure that side is good, clean, and square. Scrub plane takes it down most of the way, and then we can bring in a smoothing plane and detail it. So basically just like doing the smaller ones, except for it's longer than my benches. So yeah, there's that. Okay, now we need to start working on the joinery on these. And the joinery on this is a little bit more difficult because we have this long piece to work on. But what we have to do is lock all this down. So we have the back stretcher and the two verticals. Lock those down in place, make sure that they're good and square. And then we can lay this arch on top of it and start making intersecting marks between them. So we have one mark that is where the bottom of the arch needs to intersect with the inside of the leg. Then we can set the arch up on that and mark the leg where the arch intersects with that. Then we're going to mark the arch where the leg intersects with it. And then we're going to pull that away and mark the inside of the slot. In other words, how far in is the arch going to go onto the leg. Once we mark that out on the vertical on the leg, then we can draw those lines onto the arch as well so we know how far it needs to stop. So on the arch I have a line that I know where to cut off, and then I have another line that shows me where it needs to intersect with the leg and how far in it needs to go for the housing joint for that. Then we can take the legs off of the stretcher and we can start doing the joinery work on that. For that we're going to then slice out. This is going to be basically exactly like what we did for the leg structures with the smaller arches, except for this way it's going to be a slightly smaller notch out of this. We're not going to go halfway into the board like we did with the others. Because in this one gravity is not going to hold it together. This one we need to have a piece on there that we can put a pin through, so we need a little bit more meat in there to work to. So we're just doing a little notch on this that will allow the arch to fit down into that. Clean everything up with a file, and now we can do the work on the arch itself. First thing we need to do is cut it to length. So we made that mark on the board, transferred the line all the way around, and we can cut off the arch. This one has such a slight bend to it that you really don't see the angle, but the other end of it is sticking off, 5 feet into the shop. And so sometimes it's a little more difficult to find a way to hold this, but if you take your time and balance it out right, it works out pretty well. First thing I want to do is grab a tenon saw and cut down the cheeks of this half lap. This one's going to be a little bit longer than the other ones. It was like 2 inches long, if I remember correctly, something around that range. And we're going to cut down to the line that we drew earlier. The second mark that we had on this board is how deep this notch needs to go down in. Then for the chopping in, it's chop in and then pare out. A lot of people ask me why I'm doing this in the vise rather than holding it with a hold fast. And that's because the board is curved. And so putting it with a hold fast is a lot more difficult. It's possible, but it is more difficult to lock it down to the bench top. And so I just find it easier to do it in the vise. If you like to do it with a hold fast, then go for it. But the vise works actually really well. Even though it shows a little bit of slippage, it actually works surprisingly well. So we need to make pins for this, and I came over here. Drew, who just happens to live 10 miles away from me, said, hey, I can make those for you. So I'm going to actually show you working at Drew's shop. He's going to throw these together for us, and I'm really looking forward to putting these in the bench. At the forge, we are going to heat up some 1/2-inch square steel. This is just mild steel. Set it up in here and let it heat up. We're going to cool it back because we don't want to bend it farther back. We're just going to heat it up to the point at which it needs to bend. Now he made up this jig that allows him to have the exact same bend on it every time. The longer piece is what will go into the wood, and then we're going to do a decorative twist on the upper piece. So we're going to take it back, heat that up, and put that into the vise, and this will allow us to then put a wrench on it and twist it down. I really want to do some more blacksmithing, so I might be working over here, and he's offered to let me use the shop and show off some other things. Clean off the scale and then cut it down. We want it to just be about 1.5 inches long, showing in the outside. This gives me something I can grab and pull the pin out. So I want to move, I can take it apart and pull the pin apart. Give the corners a little bit of a chamfer and then heat it back up a little bit. Make sure we get rid of the scale. Let it cool down a little bit more, and then we can put on wax to give it that dark finish. And the wax will melt in there and give it that really nice blacksmith patina to it, making it really happy. To the shop and start putting it in. We're going to reconnect the top stretcher to the leg vertical, and then also the archway in there. And we are going to drill down through them and all the way to the other side. Now I'm putting tape on here so that I'm drilling down far enough for the auger snail to just come out the other side. I don't want to blow out the other side on this one. I could clamp it down to the bench or some scrap piece of wood and drill into that. But I find it easier just to flip the board over and come at it from the other side. Now I have to be very careful with this one, drilling into the end here, especially with the laminates. You want to make sure that you have enough meat there to hold it together. And you'll notice on this one, I actually have some epoxy lines on this one because when I laminated these pieces together for this arch, I accidentally laminated them together with the convex to the convex rather than the convex to the concave, and so there's actually a bit of a gap on one side, and I didn't realize that because the gap was down when I glued the archway together. You'll see that in a minute what I'm talking about. So once we have the hole drilled, we can come and chop it down into a square shape so it fits the pin down in there, and the pin can go all the way through and hold this together. Now what this will allow us to do is in the future when we move, we can stick a hammer in there and chisel it down. Yeah, if you look in here, you'll see there's a gap in between the laminations here. This was on the underside of the board because we had the boards were warped against each other, so the crown of either board met. So the glue is good in the middle, but you see I have a slight glue line there, which I was a little bit sad about, but oh well. You live and you learn, and the other one's absolutely perfect, so I'm happy with that, but I like to show you the mistakes on the way. So I am actually really happy with how this came together, very solid, and looking forward to putting the top on it. So there you have it. I am in love with these pins and the way the arch came out. It's just all really coming together. We've got all the finishing touches, and it looks like we're really close. All we have to do is put the top on it, but we've got a lot of other things we still have to do. We still have to put the chamfers on it. We have to do all of the smoothing. We have to do all the detail work. We have to put the pins in that connect the top to the base. We're going to do a little bit of carving in the top, and then we have to do all of the finish. So we still have a lot left to do, and I'm hoping to get it all done in one more video, but we'll see how that comes. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you like the arches on this? How do you think it's coming together? What could I do better? I would love to see that. I'm really looking forward to putting chamfers on all of them. It's going to be a very heavy chamfer, just like I did with the table last year. Yeah, I'm getting excited about how this is looking and really, really looking forward to this. So stay tuned for the next one. Hopefully this will be in 2 weeks because I still have a good bit of work to get up to that. So I'm looking forward to that, and hope you're liking it too. I do want to say a huge thank you to the patrons on Patreon. Thank you for all your help and support. That really means a lot. During this time, I'm actually going to be doing several lives with the patrons where I'm just going to be doing a Q&A and hangout. If you want to come and ask me questions, I'm going to be doing it specifically for patrons, probably about once a week or so as we're all kind of stuck in our shops. So if you want to find out more about that, go to patreon.com. Also say thank you to everyone scrolling over here on the side. Thank you for supporting the channel. That really means a lot. I think that's about it for today. And until next time, have a wonderful day. I think that's about it for this conversation. We should put a pin in it.